everyone, welcome to session number 6 of EDUC 2110. I just want to go ahead and walk you through this module as there is a lot of things going on in this module. I'll be perfectly honest. This is my research area, so of course naturally this is what I'm most passionate about, but how it also pertains and fits into the school day and the school climate and school atmosphere. So let's go ahead and get started and look at the course plan. So we are into health and wellness issues, and so specifically we're looking at health, school wellness policy and overall health and wellness, physical education, recess, nutrition in schools, and how that pertains to you. While you might think, well, I don't teach elementary school, or I don't want to teach elementary school, I'm a high school teacher, or vice versa, or middle school, whatever, there is something in this module that will, of course, pertain to you because all schools are governed under what's called school wellness policy. And so there is certainly something that you will resonate with and have to deal with as a school teacher. So you have session 6 response post, and then in addition to, of course, your peer response post due April the 15th. Which is also tax day, right? But again, here's what we're looking at for the objectives. And here's our checklist, of course, is read the prompts, read the issues, response, and then read somebody else's response as well. So let's go into, let me check this. There we go, the activities. So making sure that you are making progress, of course, on your field experience work, which is important. So if you haven't already, of course, the template's here, instructions are here, everything's outlaid for you. That is coming up as a due date soon, so make sure that you are working towards that. And of course, writing about the response 6 issue and responding to at least one other person as well. All right. So let's look at the issue, and of course the issue, or the title I found was the new tradition is good nutrition, but that's not all. We're going to be looking at physical activity, physical education as well. And so childhood obesity is the major issue, of course, in schools today. And so if you actually click on this website, it's a really cool website. It tells you kind of where you live and what your health rankings are. So if you just type in Georgia, the state of Georgia, and click on that, then you can actually go ahead and click on your particular county. So here's, excuse me, up here, oh, sorry, Carroll County, here we are. We're ranked number 74 in the state. Fulton County, ranked number 14. Coming down here to other county, Thomas County, I used to live there, ranked 77. So just kind of a variety. But if you also click on the county, it takes you to some statistics and talks about quality of life, health factors, premature deaths, things like that. So anyway, it's just interesting. And then you can see the top ranked county, excuse me, here as well, as opposed for the overall health and wellness. But it's kind of a neat site, and just to show you what's going on, where we live, and then to look at discrepancies throughout the state and why those are based on geographical region, socioeconomic status, etc. So that is a cool website. This one here introduces you to what really is going on. This is an old article, but it is still pertaining to current research going on today. Essentially what we're looking at is children are expected to pass away, have a shorter mortality rate than their parents by about 5 years. So mortality rate roughly 78 or so, 80. Now they're projecting that this particular generation of children is going to pass away 75 or 73 as a result of health-related factors such as heart disease, cancers relating to obesity, you know, high blood pressure, things like that. So it's not a good thing, of course. So let's close that out. And then this video is a great introduction as well to the childhood obesity epidemic. But primarily this is our focus today, or this particular session, is school wellness policy. So as I mentioned, it is something that every school deals with at a public school. Private school is a little bit different, but every school falls under the school wellness policy requirements. And so that explains what it actually is, which is right here. So lots of good links. Overview of the requirements and what that actually means. And this is a great kind of 101 interesting information about school wellness policy, what exactly it is, gives you kind of a better understanding of it all, and more information here. But essentially school wellness policy falls into three particular categories, really two: nutrition and physical activity, in addition to physical education. And if you click on any of these links, I've hyperlinked them to the school wellness policies throughout the state. So this is actually Carrollton City school wellness policy. You can read that. and it varies from other school wellness policies as well. So Cobb County is a little bit different. And what I kind of wanted you to do is Google your own school wellness policy where you grew up, the county. So, you know, Google Heard County school wellness policy, or Gwinnett County school wellness policy. They're required by law to actually post it online, and it should be there. However, sometimes it's not, but it should be there. So just kind of Google and see if that's listed. A lot of good other information here. Jamie Oliver, this is a TED Talk, really fun, really engaging, one of my favorite ones. And if you know anything about him, he is passionate about cooking, but also to teach children and families to cook and to cook healthfully meals. He has a great on-stage example, kind of visual of how much we're eating, and really kind of heartwarming. So definitely check out this Jamie Oliver video. I think you will enjoy it. But lots of other things. Oh, this particular school here actually inspects school lunches on a daily basis to make sure that what kids are bringing from home is healthy and nutritious. The United States has, of course, not gone that far yet, but we are setting up policies with what kids should bring to school versus what they can't purchase at school and things like that. So there is some change going on throughout North America in addition to the UK. And then this Knoxville school is limiting what students can eat too as well, primarily from more of an allergy standpoint, but they're also tying it to health and nutrition. Some other good things. Here is another good article, kind of non-food classroom awards. If you reflect back to elementary school, maybe even middle or high school, where you received a Skittle, M&M, licorice for doing well, there is new research tied to that essentially is not a good educational or, of course, health policy, incentive philosophy. So instead of giving food as a reward, here are some other lists and things that you could do for various levels of students, and then other areas that you can go to for more information about that. Finally, moving into physical activity and what that actually looks like. This is a great video that talks about what a Texas school district is actually doing in incorporating multiple recess periods per day. I grew up in Canada. We had 2 recess periods plus a lunch period, which was also a recess. So we had 3 recess periods a day versus down here they barely even have 1, and sometimes that 1 is even taken away. But some interesting stuff there. Great information on recess policy in Georgia. Currently, it is up for another vote to implement and mandate recess be a staple in the school day for kindergarten through 5th grade, and that it cannot be withheld and revoked because it is part of their overall health and wellness and needs to be encouraged. So some information about that as well. Again, lots of good readings. I know there's a lot here, but again, this is my research area. So once you fired up a little bit about it, even if you're not, you know, of course, a health teacher, but this is still going to affect your classroom environment and your school culture as to what you can and can't offer, provide, things like that. So this is physical education. Great picture here of what your brain looks like after you exercise, and so we tie that to a learning perspective as to, you know, why we want to exercise, how it actually helps us learn, not just from a physical standpoint, but a mental, intellectual standpoint as well. Anyway, lots of other good things here, physical education. And finally, as a last, I know there's one more TED Talk video, but this is probably the finest high school in the nation. Naperville, Illinois, they have a very strategic and strong policy on physical activity in schools. And so every morning before even coming to school or starting your day, for instance, at 8 a.m., they have a kind of a morning wake-up club where kids actually exercise, get their workout in, shower, go class, and then consistently provide movement opportunities for those students every single day. And this is high school, so really great. This guy Paul Zanarski, he will definitely motivate you a little bit, but that's also a really fun, interesting video to watch. But here's the prompt. What is the purpose of school wellness policy? So make sure you're familiar with that, how this pertains to your future school, your site. What do you agree? What do you disagree? I mean, my feelings are not going to be hurt on any of this, but I want you to think constructively as to how can this help and enhance schools versus you know, be another burden. But again, if you disagree, I understand that and I completely respect that. So anyway, that is the particular session. Have a great session reading and learning about health and wellness. Hopefully it maybe even prompts you to make some changes and, you know, drink more water or whatever. So I'm here to help if you need any questions or have any concerns. So thanks guys so much. Bye.